Hello and welcome back to Europa Universalis. We are continuing on with the Grand Greek Order as we take over all of America. We've managed to lock down basically the entire Caribbean at this point. We have colonies along America on the south, the middle, and we have our first colonial charter up here in Newfoundland as well. And we're just sort of growing along a little bit by little bit. I have noticed in our market, we actually have trade advantage from the Kingdom of France and the Republic of Tuscany, who I think have colonies down here along the coast. So we do have a little bit of a presence in the New World, but honestly, I'm not too worried about it. My main concern was the Caribbean. I felt like all the good goods were in the Caribbean, and I feel like it's the most like Greek in climate, even though I guess it is on a much lower latitude, but you know, is how it is. Today's goal is going to be about kind of going down the coastline to trying to get as much of America as we possibly can colonized as we bring some goods back home, set up our charters, and get ready for a proper war with the Mamluk of Egypt, which is, it's not going to be easy. He's got some friends, he's got a lot of allies. We have a path through the Sultanates right now, and we do sort of have the naval advantage. But there's lots to be done. There's always a lots to be done right now. But I'm hoping we can really like turbocharge our colonies. There is the colony of Manhattan. So, hold on a moment here. We're going to take that. We've discovered New Hampshire. Is this where we want our colonial charter in Manhattan? I think so. Manhattan will become a town. It's got a natural harbor of 1.05, which is actually slightly higher than Boston. Do not ask me why. I've also just noticed if you zoom in, you can see where the good natural harbors are. I don't know that this was always the case, but that's really valuable information. Because I could be like, oh, there's good harbors in here. Down here, it's much harder to see. I think they're actually just really bad harbors. Yeah, there's not really any good green. These are some good green harbors down here. I mean, I guess a lot of times you can also just look at the map and be like, okay, where are their natural harbors? So I think with Manhattan, we are going to form our own colonial nation. And we're going to start giving them other territories. Naples is ignoring the treaty. I suppose that makes some sense. So you are a nation. You are a nation. My goals here are just kind of connect all of this and give them the land all up along. That's being explored. New Jersey is not being explored yet. Oh, these are already being colonized, so that's perfect. New Hampshire is not, but I guess we could create a colonial charter up here just to keep that going. And I feel like we should be exploring as well. I want to say that we could probably start sending explorers from the south. I think we probably have enough goods in this market down here, or we can trade in enough goods in this market that we can just send really nice explorers from down here. Why not? Jareth, hello and good morning. And our money is going up. It's a Peru. Again, it's all about like where are the natural harbors for these colonies. So I think that's going to be a colony. Maybe you'll be the colony Esquibo. No, I think you're already formed though. No. Okay. So Esquibo should be a colony. And then woof. None of these are really particularly good. You guys have access to a handful of things here. I guess you could be another colony. If we go colony here, maybe a colony there. Why not? Why the heck not? And we have a young, ambitious kid. Honestly, I don't know why I'm getting kid stuff anymore. But sure. Hungary wants us to crusade. Interesting. Give those guys another charter so that they can form like a super nation. And none of this is really connected, so... Because we have this giant jungle around it. I have to debate whether or not I want all these little tiny pieces as part of a colonial nation. I mean, we don't necessarily have the money for it, so... so Hungary is in a war against... Right, Bulgaria. Right. And this is just to show superiority. I mean, we have spent a lot of time beating up Bulgaria. I'm concerned because my Orthodox zealots are at 99.3%. So I'm clearly about to trigger a civil war up here. Which I think I was deliberately waiting on. I mean, I guess we might as well help them with this. The biggest issue is it just like plummets our economy, but our economy is actually doing really good. Kathmandu has been formally disbanded because they are fighting a war together with Greece. Interesting. Like one little province of Kathmandu. What a mess. Yeah, I mean, we might as well just like come up here and siege this down for these guys. They have literally zero morale right now. Okay. Like many pious people seeking a spiritual lifestyle, our courtier has decided to join a Catholic religious order. The clerks, of course, will be... Cleros, of course, will be delighted to... I don't know why I keep calling them the clerks. This guy can join the clergy estate. Or I can gain 10 prestige. I'm going to take that prestige. Just because prestige is sort of important right now, and I can now demand transfers of claimed provinces, such as here, Medina. From the Crown of Castile. The Pope gave us and only us the right to colonize and rule the lands in the name of God. Those who transgress this heavenly mandate should transfer their land to us without complaining or face the consequences. Now, they're probably just going to say no. Castile has decided that we will regretfully agree to their demands. They claim that the Treaty of Dijon to them immediately or face the consequences. What? This is bad English. So they said no, I guess. Oh god, Magnesia is also Orthodox zealots. Alright, well look, that rebellion is about to tick anyway. So I think I'll just take it. The fact that I managed to get Orthodox zealots down from over 500,000 to 5,000 is pretty good. Lower trade maintenance. Love it. I am being blockaded. What are you, crazy, Georgia? Get out of my lands. You gonna make me raise up levies to deal with you? These are mercenaries. Ooh. Mercenary infantry, cavalry, and artillery. That's kind of fun. You know, I'll worry about that when I gotta worry about that. Military, diplomat. We'll give you, I guess, military. Hungary needs food access. Okay. Admiral of the Andravian Buccaneers has died. Yo, can we hire pirates again? Requirements not met. We can hire privateers. Are we not? Yeah, letters of marque. Okay, we're working on that technology that lets us hire privateers again. All right, these war galleys, unfortunately, I gotta park you guys like here. Because I see Georgia just keeps trying to bring in more ships. We gain trust from mercenaries. All right. And Austria wants us to join also in a crusade. I think this is the one against Verona. Yeah. I'm not super interested in that one. There's only so many crusades we can fight at one time because every crusade costs us a lot of money to join in. And I'd rather spend that money colonizing like an absolute lunatic. For example, I don't have a colonial charter here. That's being explored. Is this being explored? No. Is this being explored? Not yet, but Pennsylvania could be. Send some guys from there. Off they go. I suppose also exploring the Atlantic Labrador would be smart. We'll grab someone from Sus. Just so we know where all the sea trades are. Like, the boats come in and then they immediately turn around. They're like, oh, actually, maybe not. The Siege of Plevin. Yeah, this is so funny. I just have boats parked there and they just keep ramming transports into me. Peruzzi, the Bank of Peruzzi, is ignoring the Treaty of Dijon. So this decreases constantly. I can increase its relevance, which is probably good for me. To some degree. France defends the relevance of the Treaty of Dijon. Okay. Because again, like, they only get places to the west. You guys are busy bumblebees here. You have a temple, but what's wrong with this temple? Due to a lack of glass and paper. Not enough glass in the market. You guys have a merchant's quarters. I guess a glass guild would be helpful here. Though I don't know what needs to be built like in this city. It could be built in any number of cities, right? Right. I guess the problem right now is that this is currently the only town. Marion, I was also going to make a town, but it doesn't have enough population yet. A lot of people are migrating into Guantanamo, which is fantastic. You have 5,000 people here, so you could be a town. Except we don't have enough glass in the market. What is this market village doing? of course, you don't have a market village anymore. This is, in fact, kind of one of the problems. Well, you're also a natural harbor, so why don't we put a market village here? You have a settlement, but I want you to become, like, probably the main town here. So I could, like, maybe give you a market village. What's your good? Dies. Yeah, okay. Guantanamo is going to become the town here. So let's make Barajagua a market village. Just the idea that, like, I need stuff to be able to get transported in. And Havana is going to be the other one. So I guess you could also be a market village. Again, this is also a different trade sphere, but... get them pieced together bit by bit. We've gained cores. You love to see it. These guys are just stuck on that island now. Like, congratulations, you took one spot. It doesn't do much for you. Pensacola. Ah, excellent. And this was going to be our colonial subject over here because they also have that really good natural harbor. Perfect. And we're going to give them, like, all of Florida. Guess that's a colonial charter, and then these are both different colonial charters. Oh, there's a lot of colonial charters to be had. Alabama. Mississippi. Colony of Pindar. Let it join. It's a Pakuru. Oh, nice. So you automatically get that event now as well. We have maps of southern New England. So there's lots of stuff here we gotta set up colonies for. There's our siege of Tarnova. I mean, we are all over the place. The leaders of the Avalon are ignoring the Treaty of Dijon. Now, that's fine. Because they're us. Right? You guys maybe move... Is anything left to even siege here? I don't think there is. You know what, man? I'm just going to say, like, hunt armies. That's probably what you're best at. So these guys are colonizing? I don't understand. How are these guys breaking the treaties? Exploration of New Jersey has started. Exploration of the Atlantic Labrador has started. More occupations are going. Florida already screwing things up constantly, right? That is the MO. This is another different colonial charter. All right. So many charters going. It's absurd. Just absolutely bankrupting myself on charters. Off you go, laddies. Have a fun adventure. Yeah, I don't really know that this is relevant if, like, nobody cares about it. You know what I mean? Town of Bonnie. Colonial Nation of France. Ah, okay, cool. So they did actually create a colonial nation here. I do wonder, could I ask them for... Because I think it's meant to be everything Bimbia, right? Which is like here. So technically this part of Bonnie should technically be one of my colonies. I'm also having some debate here whether or not I like create some colonial nations down here. If it's even worth it. I really ain't sure it is. I should probably try to expand the Avalon a bit, though. I should also try to explore, like, these last 2 sea lanes so that we do have access to everything. I love just this. My army just auto-hunting everything here is just, like, rolling around, slaughtering things. The colony of Merrimack. As in, my mother's making Merrimack marry me. Let it join Pensacola. What's really cool about this is you also get all of these places upgrades to towns for free. Wait. Pensacola? God damn it. I'm gonna crash that. We're gonna crash that. Why did they give it to Pensacola, of all places? They gave it to the place on the southern continent, on the southern section of America, instead of the middle section of America. My goal is to have 3 separate nations over there. Canada, northeastern United States, and then, like, southern United States. Mundo, hello. That background brings you back. A little bit of that reboot. Gotta have a little bit of that reboot in there. That's so weird that Pensacola is the ones who got that trigger. Pensacola, not Pensacola. We have found Pindare. Yeah, okay, so let them join. Wow, how far back did that autosave take me? Quite a bit. Like 8 months. All right, well, there's our Siege Tarnovo, so we'll just have you on 100 armies now. Have fun. Aroid. All right, so Colonial Nations here and here. Once we have the money. That is so weird. The Pensacola are the ones who got that. Okay. The 6th Army? Oh, that's like a prisoner army. Happy Church. I have 4 non-integrated provinces right now. How is that the case? Oh, these are the tiny little sections we took from the Ottomans. That's so funny. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we are going to need to integrate these places. You've been cracking down for more than long enough. You also have 100% integration, so... Let's start grabbing those provinces and just adding them back in. It's basically like one province extra in each of those areas, so... Jareth, welcome back. Hello. Timeline, it might be Pensacola if Agent wants it to be. This is true. Can we landlock the Ottomans? We're not far off of it. But I just don't really have any interest in most of their land. A pathway into Egypt would be nice, but... Okay. Merrimack. Yeah, so they don't want to join Manhattan for whatever reason. So I guess we'll just keep it a part of Greece for the moment. That's being explored. That's being explored. Maryland is not yet. Craft of transcribing text is difficult and a usually thankless task, but the scriptorian in Athens has received praise from an abbot who lauds the scribes with praise. The dedicated scribe, the object of our treaties, will never fail to praise God, give pleasure to angels, strengthen the just, convert sinners, commend the humble, conform the good, confound the proud, and rebuke the stubborn. 10 religious influence or estate satisfaction. I guess we'll take the religious influence. Maritime trade advantage. Nice. Happy to take that. France defends the treaty. Bulgaria gives fleet basing rights to Hungary. They release Serbia. They pay war reparations. Okay, so mostly just Bulgaria got devoured by Hungary. That's all that really was. We are in a heretical civil war. Pretty minor. The Greek Revolt. Honestly, I think I could probably just say Focus Siege. And they'll take care of it. Liberated. Oh, cool. It's an automatic liberation. So it just like rejoins the country on this revolt. Did they change the way revolts work? I feel like they must have. This colony can join. Aha, now I'm having the option for it to join multiple places. Join Manhattan. No more civil war. Oh my god, actually look at our rebellions right now. It's only like the Turkish patriots over here who are even a problem. And problem is a pretty loosey-goosey term. So if I have this guy just suppress rebellions down here, I think we might actually be done with our civil wars. The colony of Montauk will also join Manhattan. Hallelujah. Egwem will also join these guys. Now these are completed, so I want to talk to the colony of Manhattan and say, cede this province, Massachusetts. And then cede this province. And then cede this province. Now we have an actual decent colonial power over here. Keep getting a few more of these going. Armada Greek Order. Did I start as Knights? Yeah, we started as Knights Hospitalier in Rome. And then we basically worked up the coast of Anatolia and then back around this way. We sort of became Anatolia first and then became Greece. As we just sort of gobbled up all the very minor Greece families, pushed them out of Italy and out of the Byzantines. The Byzantines collapsed very early in this campaign, so... yeah, no military sponsorships. Not much we can do with our old Diplo at the moment. How's my spy network over here? It's at 0. I am not sure we ever got our Casus Belli over there. I'm not sure we ever could create a Casus Belli over here, actually. If we ever had like an excuse to have one. Okay, you guys are missing cannons, tar, firearms, paper, and glass. but also a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, and the biggest problem is I can't actually make stuff over here because we don't really have any towns. We have very few towns set up over here. A visual representation of greed, gobbling up the entire New World by ourselves. By the time the rest of the countries find the New World, it would have already been ours for years. Greed at its best. Absolutely. It is what we are doing here. 5 prestige or unhappy nobles. I'll take unhappy nobles. Avalon is misbehaving, but that's okay. Well, greed is good. It can be, for sure. When I establish a colony, do you make it a separate state or do you continue as your own? It depends. Is basically the answer. And I don't know like what the optimal thing is to do. When you make it its own, it feeds trade back to you better, and it will also like build up. It's cheaper to maintain. So the way I've been doing it basically is that I want the Caribbean to be mine. So this is going to stay part of the Grand Greek Order. It's going to be my staging ground into the New World. And then everything else, I'm going for like a lower colony here, a central colony here, and a northern colony up here. And then we have sort of our Brazilian colony as well. We might also make like an Amazon colony. Jury's out. Increased naval infrastructure. That's a lot of development. This also pushes us towards naval, which is something I have been desperate to get the entire game. You want us to become more spiritualist for the cost of 5 prestige, but you will pass this? Whoa, 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 whoa. Are you naval support? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Demand for a new marketplace in Kalamadia. Why would I do that? Oh, it's a market village. Okay, never mind. That's... I thought he was saying he wants an entire new market, and I was like, that's insane. You want me to support free subjects? I mean, I could also do that. I do love free subjects. I also love Outward. That passes us currently. So why don't we see how that plays? The clergy is really unhappy, but that's all right. Is nobody competing with us for the American colonies? No. I think France and Tuscany have some stuff down here on the shore. Technically, France drew the Treaty of Dijon over here. So everything west of this, basically all of Western Africa and all of the New World, is by God's right mine. Now, does anybody listen to God? No. Very, very specifically, nobody listens to God. But in theory, it's all mine. All right, let's keep bankrupting ourselves on more of these guys. I have upsetty spaghettied the rebels again. The city of eternal life shall be a fortress of faith, unassailable by vicious forces. We must mirror this pattern down on Earth and make sure our people are well protected by thick walls that prevent our harmful conviction of enemies. We gained the promised land for 10 years, fort defense and maintenance. Well, I mean, I'll take cheaper maintenance. That being said, thank you for reminding me that I don't need to be funding my army. I'm not at war. So I'll go back to making the mega bucks. Winnipeg. Join Manhattan. And then, yeah, I want to see... You're a pretty big spot. That has not got a lot of people. There is enough here to create a town. Except I don't have enough glass in the market. This is really like the forever problem I'm having right now is that I don't have enough glass in any of these markets. Can you please make me glass? Pottery, beer, wine, wheat. And if you could also make me glass. Now, I don't know that that's going to stay. But it looks like it stayed long enough. There's another 5% support. Let's make this a town. Leaders of Ipakaru are ignoring the Treaty of Dijon. See, even my colonial powers are like, we don't have to listen to this. This is garbage. France keeps defending the relevance, though, which is very funny to me. I'm like, nobody cares, France. God, we have a lot of cores. Yeah, I guess I'll probably keep this section as well. Anything that's sort of in the Caribbean. Many on Tutamari have been disappointed by the proposal to increase our focus on maritime infrastructure. Oh, well, that's all right. Asqueebies! Asqueebies was also going to be a colonial subject. And Gosiosai. You're going to join the Avalon subject. We got our naval infrastructure. Did you just say there's a new market in Asqueebs? Dudes, what the hell are you doing? Why are you making your own markets? You also made your own markets. That's rude. I didn't know they'd do that. I don't know if that's good for me. I guess it's probably not bad, but... Castile and England will have something to say about it. Castile is making some plays. England is they're not doing good. They got tarred by France in the 100-year war, so... Aussies are 9 down, still trailing by a 50-odd run. Am I Catholic or Orthodox? We are Catholic. We are very, very Catholic. Now, mind you, it's a constant fight to maintain Catholicism. We have a lot of Lutherans around, and we still have a lot of Orthodox. Well, we still have some Orthodox, I should say. Recently, we took over these guys, and I'm realizing we should probably build like Jesuit colleges or monasteries up here. Those are 30. These are 150. Let's at least just get monasteries in these places. Ooh, you got a lot of Luthers. Just because monasteries keep us going. Have to start building your troops up or else you're going to be a fat sheep when they discover you. My God, my troops are huge. We have 10,000 regulars right now. We have a thick troop army. Now, of course, they've gone and put all my cannons in here. Again. 10, 9, and 9. There we go. I could probably use with a bit more cavalry here on those flanks. Could probably put some more cavalry in there. Maybe a couple more light cabs. Oof. From Thessaly to Magdalena. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of them. Just going to grab some extra cavalry to fill out that, so at least we have lines of 10 on all sides. And then I want to keep putting money in here, honey. I want these cities to start getting bigger. 4,000, 5,000, 4,000, 4,000. 4,000, 4,000. You're big enough to become a town. The only problem is that you're part of the Mayapan trade network. But, you know, maybe that could be like my trade with the New World. They do have access to glass over there. Maritime presence, 10% tech. That's a great one for us. Yeah, you know what? We do need these cities, or at least these towns, so colony of Appalachia. You can join Pensacola. Yeah, we got all sorts of explorations we got to do around there. And a lot more colonial charters to get going as well. Pensacola is violating the treaty. I don't know what that should do. I guess maybe they're exploring? There's maps of the Atlantic Labrador. So I guess now we can also take this path back home. Glory of Athens has long been neglected. We have an opportunity to improve the city and make it a beacon of cultural pride. 2 development. And yeah, let's lose a little bit of manpower. Give me some development. Yes, please. No problem. Yeah, I guess I'll have to expand these. Oh, Naples. We finally have found another colony trying to sneak its way across. Next to a Squeeby, of all places. All right. New Jersey's been discovered. God, we are really like pulling the troops out of home. Not even distant England is your eternal rival, Napoli. I think we're actually allied with Naples now. Naples and Castile and Hungary is like our mega block alliance. Yeah, so France is a market down here. You know what? I'm okay with that. Maybe I should get this other pathway. How does this go up here? That's weird. Oh, I guess if they want to go that way. I don't know that would really be of value to us. I probably should keep exploring along this coastline so that these guys can keep growing. But also, my understanding is that they should be building stuff on their own. Yeah, they are building, so they should also be exploring too. Naples being killjoys yet again, right? Classic Naples play. I guess giving them access across the top of this would be good. Connecticut can join Manhattan. You'll grab another colonial charter there. Yeah, Manhattan's a big boy. Look at them. They're so rich they're building paved roads. Even I don't have paved roads. Maybe I should stop giving them all my attention and money. And let them just kind of start doing their thing for a little while on their own. I just don't want to, like, lose the New World to, you know, Naples, for example. I think we'll keep that relevance going. Wow. Okay, we've finally gotten all the other parts here. Castile, though, has refused to give up this land. That's hilarious. I got all this inland, but I didn't get the harbors that I wanted, which was the whole reason we took this territory. But that being said, like, we don't really super need it. I guess it's nice to have this fold back. But the thing is with like the islands here, she don't matter too much. You have no market access, which is nuts. I actually think I do need to build my own market here. It's going to cost me $400 to upgrade this to a town, but that's something we should absolutely be doing. The thing is, if I build market access here, it'll also like control the coastline. So artillery is embraceable. Noted. Let me upgrade that first. Gifted translator. Fun that. How goes the rating? Lots of burning houses. Burning down a lot of houses. Hey, how come my galleys are not protecting my trade lanes? The Astoy of Candia. No, that's fine. We can reject their petition. They're in fine spirits right now. We've discovered Pennsylvania. Yeah, we're starting to bring back some trade goods now. We'll create a Jesuit college here and destroy those Lutherans. This colony is going to join the Avalon. That's impassable. What about this? A lot of violations, just like non-stop violations of the charters. Not a big fan of how much my charters are being violated constantly. All right, I think that's like basically all the rest of these. No, there's another 2 colonial charters over here that we'd also maybe want. Plus, I haven't actually even discovered what this place is. Good grief. Does it ever end? I don't think it does. We'll get an explorer from Sus to come over. Lose 5 prestige, lose estate satisfaction. Let's lose the estate satisfaction right now. How's all this going? You guys have been converting. You're almost done. So why don't we move you to one of these more severe areas? Turkish patriots are once again causing me trouble. There's 143,000 of them. Lutheran zealots are also starting to pop up quite a lot. You have been assimilating in Saruhan. Over there. Oh, yeah. Let's just like move you around to a slightly different area. Save the treasure from the burning building, defended by a bunch of men wearing robes. These men in robes, they can't protect any of this. We should take this off their hands. All right, feeling good. We're up to 17. We're certainly growing in power again. Athens is always seeming to be short on cloves. Lacquerware, yeah. The dye makers here are still always sort of looking for work. Sugar plantations. Can't really build any of those. Our big boy navy has lost its commander. Let's put this guy in. I guess that's also something we could start doing is focusing on increasing our big boy fleet. We have 37 heavy ships in there right now. Castile is in a war against the Duchy of Burr. Ha! He separated that into a colonial nation. This is a war that they have started. I'm in an alliance with Castile right now, so... I'm sure shoot not going to help him, but... Proximity cost through open seas is reduced. So, yeah, you can see, like, the proximity cost to all of our land is pretty good, as long as it's via sea. Now, obviously, when you get abroad, it becomes a bit of a different story. Even to Corsica, it is struggling. I guess we don't have a lot of maritime presence here. Might be very difficult to have maritime presence there unless we actually have cities and harbors. But our control is surprisingly still good even over here. I mean, I say good, it's like 15, but that's much higher than the 0 I would have expected. Okay, you guys are still waiting on like a lot of soldiers and stuff for these harbors. Protected harbor would be good for you here. Also. And so Santiago is becoming a town, and we had a couple of towns being built over here. So like Mabayu is a town now. So I can start saying like, okay, well, what do we need over here? We have a bunch of Sibni, we have a bunch of Zemi. So there is like a need for monasteries. Coastal forts. And then, I don't know, other goods? I guess it depends on, like, what's short in this place. Certainly, like, a wharf. To me, it's like, build the things that we need to protect our trade before we do anything else. You guys almost have 5,000 over here. Okay, and you have a couple of people looking for work. Protected harbor here would be really smart. If nothing more than for that harbor capacity. Why would they be dressed up as monks if they weren't up to no good? You can't trust those mugs. They could be doing anything. I do need tar in this place, so why don't we also build a tar kiln? And then let that just keep rolling on through. You guys have created the market of Azil up here. What's insane is that they put the market there. They had Pensacola, which is a natural harbor at 105, and instead they put the market in a place that is a natural harbor of 0. What is wrong with the AI? And these guys haven't even built their own market yet. Have these guys? Yeah. Now, I don't think they had access to those natural harbors right away, so I'll put them off the hook. Miram can join Itipakuru. Which again doesn't really have any good natural harbors, but oh, nice. With the introduction of Azil, though, actually, we've kicked the Mayapan market almost entirely off, which is really nice for us. So I don't really need to follow the Mayapan market anymore. So those guys are exploring that and that. France is defending its settlements. We'll uphold this a little bit longer. Just to see if we can't get anything extra out of it. And we'll keep making colonial charters wherever we can. I guess I won some fight over here. Some sort of naval battle in this war. Yeah, okay. Castile just dropped like 20,000 troops in here. Oh, they're enslaving my African indigenous populations. Those are my internships. How dare they? Only I can be in charge of those interns. Colony of Guyana is going to join us, Queebs. Yeah, Naples is going to get guys here. Our ships may be made of wood, but the men who sail them are seen to be believed. Brave and steadfast, willing to engage the enemy in close combat. We gain iron men for 10 years. Heavy ship power 5%. Let's go. All right. And then, yeah, I'm going to take artillery. Artillery bonuses versus forts. Fur output, assault ability, reinforcement speed, guns workshopped. Chambered cannons. Navy maintenance 10%. Ooh. That's actually huge. Cannon workshops, correct sections, shipyards. Does increase harbor capacity. That's the upgrade from the dry dock. Yeah. Max literacy for clergy. Galleons. 20% efficiency over cabinet. That's really good. That's also where the Pinnacle is, which is the light trade ship. This is an upgraded harbor fort, which is also really good. The galleon is the heavy ship. All right, look, I'm gonna take that, and then I'm gonna go for that efficiency of the cabinet, because 20% efficiency on the cabinet is kind of bonkers. Temperature's at 29%. So the one thing I have learned about this is, like, for all the trade income I get, your trade income is affected directly by chapter power. This is actually, like, the important reason why you want your chapter or crown power to be up. Is because I only ever get 30% of the trade income right now. So the higher this goes up, the higher my trade income goes. Now, my trade income is only 93 bucks, which is not like a ton, but it, you know, would go up more if I had more power. Power. Turkish Patriots, you guys got to be suppressed. You guys is gonna need to be suppressed. You're assimilating. Where are we converting? Up there. Crackdown. Can I curtail slavery in the colonies? I don't actually think we have slavery. We don't have much slavery. We have slave conversion. Just wondering whether or not there is a law specifically to be like, get rid of slavery. Yeah, we have very few slaves. And I don't know where they're coming from exactly, so. Raritan. You're going to join Manhattan. That needs to be colonized. Guess this should be colonized. That's being worked on. This should probably be being worked on. That's already being worked on. Cabinet member has finished integrating. Let's work on the next province. The end of the Treaty of Dijon. As it always happens to old and controversial laws, the mixture of outdated rulings and lack of enforcement has transformed the once mighty Treaty of Dijon into a stack of meaningless paper, like it always was. To the dismay of France and the Greek, the signers of the treaty, their past commitments no longer holds any power, as even their own colonies find it restrictive and ignore it as much as they can. Belligerent or conciliatory? Great actual question here. Because I'm a military order, I'm always belligerent. Yeah, we might as well stay belligerent. This way, if I need to fight anybody, I can. We'll just keep grabbing more colonies. Again, it's like I'm not really interested in going south here. I'm concerned about this trade loop. I think this is where my money is. Oh, buddy. We can hire privateers. All right. So the next parliament, we're going to do a law change and we're going to take letters of marque. Our navy is going to cost us a bunch of money. Anti-piracy war casus belli. I probably don't want to do that. So I can hire privateers. I just need to take letter of marque to make them cheaper. Wait, can I just hire them right now anyway? Oh, I can. So you're telling me I could hire privateers in my own sea? Oh, buckaroo. That's going to upset some more people for sure. That's going to upset some more people for sure. Can I also hire privateers down here? I could. All in and along this area, I could put privateers if I wanted. And nobody else exists down here. Tuscany, Paranaba, France, and Itapicuru. Well, they shouldn't be concerned with that. England. So England is present up here. That was my real question. Is this going to cost me a ton of money also? Or does it just cost me sailors? More reparations with Castile. The Antilles. Alright, I'm okay with that. That's a lot of privateers we just hired. The purpose is to rob people, yeah. They were pirates that had permission from the monarch to attack the ships of other nations. Costs me sailor production, but that's fine. I have an insane amount of sailor production because I'm a like super coastal power. Going back to being like the traditional Knights Hospitalier, as they are sort of meant to be pirates. You guys join Pensacola. I'll get it right one day. But today is not that day. One more colony there, and we'll have all of Florida. We fight the past, and it fights back. Dedication to a more liberal understanding of the place of the citizens of the states means our neighbors have branded us as a rogue nation, undermining the traditional rights of crown, church, and guild. I don't care about those people. It's like these guys down here. Well, you're just a bunch of colonial nations. Am I getting money from these fights? I hope so. Even though I haven't done anything to deserve it. The Greek Crusaders lack anybody. I would like the Grandmaster to be in charge here. For the free prestige. And the rebel suppression. Sorry, I had one more colony over here to do. Okay. Big. Big. But because they didn't fly a national flag, it wasn't an act of war. Yeah. Corsair, which exists in England as well. Feels fitting. I guess like I should probably give Nova Scotia to Newfoundland as well. You guys are done another integration. I'd love to see it. Keep going there. There's not a lot to do. One of my major next goals is going to be roads again, just because there's so many roads back home that we should be building. We lost a ship down here. Guys, if all of you are at like 50%, go dock. Okay, Santiago is also ready to become its own market. It's become a town. Yeah, I gotta move these guys and let them go get repaired up here. I didn't realize they were in such bad shape. Yeah, right now we have no access to that. Oh my god. Raku. Okay. I guess part of the problem here is that I have light naval ships protecting both this side and this side, and I should not be doing that. Yeah, we gotta fix those. We're gonna have to fix those lads up. So you're gonna create a market down here. Santiago. You're probably going to want that wharf. But then also a merchant's quarters. So we'll do these step at a time. Ba-da-bow, ba-da-bow. Protected harbor will be next. And then probably the coastal fort. Right, you guys are done. You can join Manhattan. So Manhattan's a pretty good colony right now. Mannahatta, I should say. And Pensacola, I will give all this territory once it's done. You guys are growing. Naples has managed to get the little location of Cayenne. Though I don't imagine that's going to work very well. And we now have the Santiago market, which unfortunately is just limited to its own market at the moment. But I imagine as these harbors increase, it will get better. The triangle trade. We were talking about this yesterday. When European nations started to colonize North and South America, they created large plantations for the production of cotton, tobacco, and sugar. First, they tried to use the local population as slaves, but they quickly died out when that was tried. Slaves were imported from Africa, which created a triangular trade system. Europe sold textiles, rum, and manufactured goods to Africa. Africa sold slaves to America, and America sold cotton, sugar, and tobacco to Europe. This will increase the demand for slaves. We gained 20 prestige from this. Market price for cotton, sugar, and tobacco goes through the roof. Excellent minister or an extra 10 prestige. I'm going to take that extra 10 prestige right now. Now, I don't at the moment have any plantations. But I probably could. Where is my market here? You know what? Remove all market filters. Yeah, so there are room for plantations over here. They just wouldn't make me a lot of money. And I'm going to guess they wouldn't make me a lot of money because no particular reason, actually. We don't have access to sugar plantations, but I guess we'll get some stuff started. Did you become a town after? No. You were going to become a town, but I didn't have the money, but I do now. I needed to change a law. Expand paved road network. Oh, that would be so good. 20% off paved roads. Smells like profit, right? Want to hear something funny but sad? Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? Is it about the state of the economy? Still recovering from yesterday, but you could take it. Oh, boy. Missionary zeal is always really good for us. If I need to pass a law, getting a 40% thing off the bat here is probably a good idea. Can I remember what law I needed to pass? No. I don't really have the money for the road network right now, so I think I am going to go for state religion. The law change was for piracy. Anti-piracy warfare modifier can create anti-piracy casus belli. I think I was going to take the letter of Merc because I don't want people to be able to target us for casus belli. And then I need to... Ooh. I guess we could support communal values. Increase in opinion. We'll probably pick up 5% somewhere here. Spent like 40 minutes last night stressing over a problem you were having. So you realized you did a stupid thing, forgot to math. Went back and mathed and had the whole thing done in 90 seconds. I mean, that's pretty much how it always works. It's pretty much how math works. Remember the hazelnuts? We got the hazelnuts. They're vibing. I have a spy network in Egypt of 100 points right now. I also have no diplomats. And I have Naxos at 162, so I can start integrating them. Let's get some stuff done here. How much to get point 1? 35 bucks. That is not cheap. But I got things to use these diplomats for right now. Egypt definitely also has maps that I'd like, but I guess we're not really doing the African trade, so the idea has been to create a casus belli against these guys, which right, because they required me to get Deus Vult in order to do this now, which is an age of Renaissance. I don't think this is a tech we have access to, which is hilarious because we're a holy order. So I can't go to war with Egypt. All right, well, maybe I will just steal some maps from them. This game is Excel with nice graphics. It's always about math. That's true. This is a pretty math game. It's pretty mathematical. Or at least it can be at times. The colony of potato. You will join Pensacola. Pensacola. Damn. I'll never get this right, will I? Is there any money I gotta start dumping in here? I wanted you to be a town, right? Yeah. Not enough glass in the market. You should have a settlement, but I guess you don't really need it. Our mercenary is a bad boy. Now can I do it? Still not enough glass in the market. Did you de-glass me? I need that glass, homies. Cannon, firearms, and paper. We also need to build out these fleets. 29 days on promote state religion. So this doesn't seem like it's moving anywhere. I'll push that. Just because the bonus of that is pretty useful. And I guess I could also grab a second market village and do that. Still not enough glass in the market. Guys, can we make some glass? Oh, we didn't build a glass guild. Well, let's do that. I guess I could also just be importing glass. I suppose that's the other thing, right? Like if I went to trading in Guanyabo, currently we are trading. Basically, we're just sending everything out, right? Totally makes sense. Send us some dyes along. Yeah, a lot of it, it's like we're sending it to Esquibo, and then the Esquibo market is sending it across to Esquibi market. Sorry. Not Tunis. Is there an alphabetical? There's got to be a better system for this. Oh, I guess. Technically, I don't have trade in the Esquibo market. Because it's a colonial vassal, not me. All he is doing is saying, bring me in as many slaves as possible. And then those slaves are going into our territory. Probably after that. Or they're probably actually going into Esquibo itself, so. Science around us all day. If you don't have what it takes to make it magical, it's tough to pass the message. Science is pretty magic, just in its own right. Oh, this is another colony up here? Oh, goddamn. All right. Get that one going. I really want to be spending some of this money back home. Like, I am sure there are goods to be had back here. Yeah, I guess the problem is everything right now is just like New World trade. Except for die makers. We always have a need for die makers, apparently. While you were taking science, I studied the glitter. Am I in a war? No, I don't need those being funded. I have spies in Egypt. And I have an integration of Naxos I gotta do. Can we do the spies in Egypt first? Attempt to incite rebellion in Egypt. We will automatically join their independence war. Nope. All right, I'm just gonna take some maps then. We got Baluchistan. We got other places. How about the Western Indian Sea? Sure. And then we'll just start the annexation here. In a number of months. All right. Why are the big boys also constantly taking naval damage here? To the tune of 1%. Because you're in the Western Mediterranean Sea. All right. All right. Okay. I guess. There's so many privateers. Oh my god. So I guess basically all they do is they lower the maritime presence of every other country in that area. Keep our maritime presence high. I mean, all of our places are basically maxed out maritime. All the places that matter, so. We can certainly look to keep increasing it. Kids used to tell me they were bored. I would always reply with, I didn't know you considered yourself boring. They get very offended. If they were bored, it's only because they were too boring to entertain themselves in the moment. Took a few repetitions to stop hearing that. I mean, there's this like negativity around boredom, which is like incorrect. It's actually very important for us as a species to be bored. Boredom is what creates creativity. And basically you don't become creative unless you let yourself get bored. So there is an importance. There is an importance in that. It's like you meet people nowadays and they're you know, they can't stop at a red light while driving, and they'll pull out their phone and like start scrolling Instagram. And I'm like, how do you let yourself do that? That seems not good. That seems dangerous. That seems like probably you don't want to be at that. Colonial charters everywhere. More colonies. Join the Avalon. Yay, big Avalon. Building masons. The nobles are building masons over there. Okay. All right, we're going to need some more explorers, I think, going soon. Do you think that could just come from here now? I feel like they probably could. Nope. That looks like he got very stalled out. Mayaka, join Pensacola. That colony is still forming. Yeah, that guy got very, very... Word of our talented shipbuilders and naval systems is spread throughout the world. We get another 10 prestige. Nice. This guy needs one of everything. The only thing he doesn't have here is naval supplies. Clay pits, lumber mills, and masons. All right, we're going to cancel that explorer then. And I guess we'll have to bring these guys over from Sus. It's being explored. You can also come from Sus. Good old Sus. Sus has really proven super valuable for us. Oh, I can even have some Corsican explorers hit up Quebec. Quebec. Sometimes pull my phone out at a red light if I need to send an important text to your spouse or something like that, right? Just sit there and look at what's going on around you. Yeah, that's the way to do it. I'm a firm believer that's the way to do it. Oh my god, the Bermuda Islands are... it's literally has to be explored just by itself. You know I'm going to have to do that now. Hallelujah. All right, some of the other things I want to start thinking about now is also like, I don't know, counting houses. There's a lot of places I can build these in. And they increase our crown power by... Well, they're meant to increase it by a lot. Whether or not they do is a whole other question. Bulgaria has joined a coalition against us. Kind of rude. And Santiago is desperate for lumber. Because they really don't make any. I'm not sure I can help you out there, homies. You need lumber for that. Can you make a lumber mill? No. What are you going to tell me? There's no trees out here? Goods, lumber. There's no trees there. Okay. Can you import lumber? From Mollyhuaujak? Got a lot of lumber up there. Send it in from Fass. We'd get like a decent bit. I guess from Mollyhuaujak though. We were bringing in guns. Yeah, I'm much more concerned with bringing in lumber right now into that economy so that they can actually build the things that they need to build. That might take a little bit to get, you know, fixed, but... Salvation. Temptation. All right, the clergy is going nuts building stuff here now, too. Naxos. Guess what? I'm annexing you. Thanks for being our friend. We're almost ready to start annexing Vidin as well, which will get us another gold mine up here. Quebec and Maryland are started. Colony of Tampa. No, that's going to go with Pensacola. Setting the clerks a lot. So I think I should probably give these guys the rest of Florida here as well. Because it feels reasonable. And we'll give them that last section when it goes in as well. So, when was my last war with the Ottomans? Not very long ago. Because I beat them up for a handful of these forts that we're still in the process of integrating right now. A couple of these forts on the edge that I was like, let's get these as a border. And I also wanted land access to Egypt, which we now have. Wow, I'm sitting on $1,000. All right, I got some quick questions on the old buildings. Anything that adds procs. Procs cost, procs this, procs cost. So like bridges in any market. Great. The other time is like... local maritime presence, pound lock canals, coastal forts, maritime presence owner. Yeah, okay, that's pretty much all my procs-based things. That was a lot of our money building bridges all up through here as well. It should help us. Control is still a little bit shabby up here as well, though, so... like... probably roads out of EU. There are already gravel roads up to through here. That's Bulgaria. Okay. These are all already gravel roaded. We don't have enough money for this yet. Jororo. Nice. So Florida is a full-blown colony now. And hopefully doing its best. I still can't believe they put the market there. how is it you have this good a harbor and that's where you put the market? Can I build you a wharf? I can. This is kind of one of the cool things is we can actually build in their territory. So I'm going to try to force them into some better stuff. I'm going to build you a wharf. I'm going to build you a coastal fort. Now, he is still part of whatever this market is. Sort of the Great Lakes market. The Grand Master is not able to properly handle himself at court. Due to being a Bulgarian, his mastery of Greek leaves much to be desired. I'm definitely not becoming Bulgarian. But I'll take 10 prestige. Thank you very much. No problem there. I also don't think I need to be funding this diplomatic spending anymore. He says. Not entirely certain that's true, but for the most part, probably okay. And this navy can go back to patrolling these seas. We definitely need more navies. We definitely need more navies. Curious George type, love learning for the sake of learning. The day you stop learning things is a sad day. Agreed. Very, very much agreed. Always be learning. Country of Mortain. What are you, French? Norman? It's a funny one. The country of Carlat. Oh, they've separated from France. Interesting. France is united. Big time united. We're up to making 200 bucks. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Trade income is spiked up to 200. I want to get that crown power up then. The more crown power, the better for us. Now, the main place for us to strip crown power out is actually the clergy. Allow burghers to build roads. Maritime presence. These are good ones. Formal guilds is giving the burghers a lot of power. These are very expensive to revoke because I guess the clergy are so powerful right now still. $49.86 towards naval. I am 0.14 off being able to get my harbor administration. What if I like build more boats? Would that do it? Because if our naval tradition goes up, we get better progress to naval. Maybe I could build more boats. Always start learning new stuff. Don't ever get bored if you have direct learning to do. Yep. Don't find the time. Learn new board games from time to time. Oh, even that counts. I think even that counts a little bit. There's another 5 boats for these guys. Slowly bankrupt myself here. There's another 10 boats for them. Okay, so both of our trade navies are up to 20. Heavy ships at 37. How much do we need to become that hegemon? 119. Who is the Kingdom of Goryeo? Is this Korea? Yeah. They have 119 heavy ships. Disgusting. Naples is having a crusade against Vungu. No. It's impossible. That's not owned by anybody. Oh, I guess there's a colonial charter to be had in here as well. Am I chartering this? Yes. Am I chartering that? Yes. This? Yes. This I'm exploring. I guess we could start doing some coastline exploration as well. Delaware can join Manhattan. We're actually losing like so many pops to our constant exploring. England. We've discovered Maine, and we've discovered that England is in Maine. They have a couple colonies over here. Damn, good to know. All right, all the more reason to start working our way up here. Okay, so now they're no longer calling us for a crusade. They're actually just calling us into the war. So unfortunately, we have to join that. I'm going to sap all that down, though. We can request aid from the Pope. The Poop. For 30 religion bucks. How many religion bucks do I have right now? 100. I do have 4 cardinals, so I am like the second biggest cardinal. Yeah, I'll ask the Pope for some religion bucks. He never gives us any, so... City rights, founding towns, and building costs. Or efficiency of our cabinet, diplomatic relations. We'll go with the infrastructure. Build up the New World. He actually approves our request. I wonder, is this all England in here? I see little red borders. Guess that's all going to be Manhattan. I was kind of hoping that Pensacola would go left and Manhattan would be like the whole sea line here. Prince Edward Island. I thought that's a lot more than just Prince Edward Island. Oh, here's a good question. Yeah, Miquelon, St. Pierre and Miquelon. They are a part of Babylon. This is, in real life, this is actually a part of France. Still is a part of France. You wouldn't know it, though. I don't even think most of France knows it. Learn this game one day because a new need has been created in the past few weeks. Paradox game you'll be learning for the rest of your life. That does feel true. Naxos has been annexed. That was actually a pretty fast one. La, da, 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 da. I don't know that we need anything here. Guess a coastal fort won't hurt. couldn't possibly. I do kind of feel like I wouldn't mind pumping up all my RGOs back home as well, because if I did that, our people would just have, like, more food. Paraguana. So, do I want this to be another colony? Like, if we have a Squeebo and these guys, or do I just count this as part of the Caribbean? I think I just count this as part of the Caribbean, probably. Pray tell. It is technically part of Colombia. The Caribbean is very distinct in what it is. That's technically all East Coast, and I guess that's technically all Canada. So, what would become the town here? Cabimas. Well, I guess we could make that a colonial subject. And I could just give it all that little territory down there. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. I'm really not putting any money down here right now, so... like, giving these guys... where are these all my subject accents? Where is give territory? Where is give territory? Why can't I not do this? We just got chambered cannons. So we are going to go to the army and we are going to say upgrade all 9 falconets for 540 bucks. That was not cheap. And then we do need someone in charge of this navy. Upset nobles or lower prestige. We'll take upset nobles. Yeah, none of these rebellions are super big. Lutheran zealots and Turkish nationalists are definitely the two biggest. I think we could stop the crackdown for a little while and go towards back to assimilation. Permits not met. Somebody's already integrating them. I see. All right, well, we'll keep focusing on Hamid then. Yeah, I'm assuming also, like, once we hit 50% Greek, it becomes Cord. And then that cuts the rebellions down by, like, quite a lot. Like, legit, I don't understand why I can't give them this territory. What if I just go, like, all groups? Is it because I don't have these cord? No, man, these are like 100% Greek. Huh. Sugar. Well, I mean, we'll keep expanding out that territory and giving it to them at least. And I don't know, I guess like the best money is probably still made getting stuff over here and sending it abroad. I gotta start saying like, what do they need here? Obviously, market balance for slaves would be the big one. Ooh, I can't build any potter's guilds. Can't build some market villages. Why don't we do that? Janissary barracks is. Huh. There's a bit of irrigation we can do over there, which is curious. So I'm wondering about like farming villages as well. Like this would get us some food. These guys have the population as well for some forest villages. Might be good. I don't know how Naples is losing this war down here. This is a mystery to me. Colony long range. Look at the Avalon. Big juicy Avalon. The heir to Greece has died. We'll start exploring Labrador. And you're exploring that. I guess let's go for PEI as well. This is all mini separate colonial charters. There's so many colonial charters up here I'd have to build. I probably should fight England for what chunk of this land I can. And then just like keep working my way down. Okay. How's Santiago doing? It is missing tools. Interesting. I think I can break that trade. And then hopefully they can start like figuring out their own trade to make these tools. That's something we should look at building is temples. Because temples give us control. I guess actually I just wonder control. Max control. Monthly control. Zona control. All right. That's it. That's all we can build. Oh, I can't get the land because I'm not at peace. Oh, that makes sense. Athena, markets where your goods are cheap. Fund these colonies with cheaper goods. I mean, most of the original colonization is coming from Athens. Like the colonial charters come from my capital cities over here. And they pump those goods back pretty efficiently. All right, diplomat with Biden is done, which means you guys have got to be at 150. You are, which means start annexation. So that's a gold mine. That's going to be a gold mine we get now. And also that's like the last of our territory over here to annex. So we are officially juiced up on that front. Let me make sure my formations here are correct. I don't think they are. Here we go. We also have big cannons now. Yeah, look, the Athenian market has just like boomed in trade profit. Mostly we are trading slaves. Slaves, gems, saffron, some like marble and the like. I mean, all we do is export, which is pretty incredible. So I'd really like to just go to the RGO builder and just start saying like, yeah, I guess where is their money? RGOs are basically always good. What I really want to do is I want to drop the cost of living for everyone back in Athens. Because if I can empower the estates back here to all have more money because goods are all cheaper, then they will spend their own money just like building everything up. Establishing colonial subjects overseas allows us to expand our trade while remaining in control. Importing goods from lands that are essentially under Greek rule. As long as we supply our colonies with what they need, they have no reason to start putting gold in the hands of our enemies. Sadly, the settlers sometimes have a different opinion from the grandmasters on what they need. They have thus begun to trade with neighboring colonies and natives, circumventing trade barriers we established to protect our nation's interests. This clearly benefits the settlers, but whether it benefits us is highly doubtful. They are subjects of Greece, or they are part of Greece. What is in their best interests benefits us too. I have been pro free trade, so I will stick to that opinion. Who are you? Kenan Kahaka. Not really a big fan of Blackadder. Yeah, I never watched a lot of Blackadder growing up. Monty Python, yes, absolutely. But Blackadder, not so much. What are you guys building? Coastal forts? You're building fishing villages? There are definitely more charters to be had there. Be a secondary participant in a war where any allied participant has 90% war score. Great. Glad we could help. Okay, there's a rebellion against Castile here now too. Wait, I'm sorry. What am I colonizing here? I want explorations from Georgia. I also want South Carolina. I also want whatever these blocks are. Okay, we already have explorers going to all three of those. So that's basically the entire coastline is getting figured out. Can we also get Mississippi and Alabama? Get them explored. Crown of Castile. Castile wants to join in a war against Cadiz. This is a defensive war. You gotta be joking me here. Just Cadiz? Sure, man. Thank God you called me into this war. You never would have been able to win this without me. An absolutely in shambles, one province minor. However, would we have survived? Finished integrating Saruhan. One last castle to integrate. Yes, Minister made you hate bureaucrats. House of Cards maybe hate politicians. Like House of Cards made me hate Kevin Spacey. But I guess it's all relevant. English version of House of Cards? Really? There is. It's a bit 80s, but brutal. And the lead actor is really good. I did not know there was an English version of House of Cards. That's very cool. Why are you guys taking such damage? Oh, because you keep insisting on crossing over these sea tiles. But you guys also repair at sea as long as you have goods, which you mostly do. Santiago, you're still short on tools. Homies, can we, like, fix this problem? What if I build you a tool market or a tool crafter? Nobody working any of these things right now, but... Look at these guys. They got an army of levies. Wait, who are you at war with? Oh, you're part of my war against... I see. I think I got ahead of myself again. Ba-da-boom. Yeah, we'll get rid of some Orthodox pops. Orthodox zealots are coming back. Okay, there's our peace. So now can I give you that land? Seed province, Tsushima. Those ones I probably don't want to seed. Yeah, they're part of the Caribbean. So I'll keep my little islands. But anything else they can have. I'm actually like running out of pops in my home province, which is very funny. What is the these guys are still mass moved. This is really funny. I actually don't think I have core on sus because we don't have 50% culture over here. So I'm going to try fixing that because we are sending a lot of people from sus. Havana is now considered core. Good. How are you guys all on populations? You are a town. Not only that, you are a town with like probably stuff that could be done. I'm gonna put a mason in there for right now. You have 7,000 population. You have 5,000 population. It's a forest village. You built a settlement, so I was intending to upgrade you for sure. According to the governor in Burgess, the citizens are in uproar because of the missionaries' lack of respect. Rebellious people or no conversions? We'll take rebellious people. You're now a town. Ba, 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 ba. I guess I must have built some forest villages over here without really thinking about it. But that's okay. These guys are building roads all over the place, which is kind of cool. Fishing villages. England does have its little guy here now. Can't really colonize past them yet. You guys are trying to build a fishing village, but you don't have any masonry. Noted. Guanyabo doesn't have any glass. What happened? I thought we made a glass guild. I mean, we certainly did. There's not enough glass to build a wharf here. This is the market center, right? is in Guanyabo. So I do need to build a market warehouse here. I do also need to build a trading hub here, which I don't have enough paper. Could you guys build a scriptorum? We're now exploring Alabamers. And we get some tradition. Is that tradition enough to push my values? Nope. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Our ship approaches Marsuri. A large number of gift-laden canoes start to follow it. The canoe's occupants have fearlessly boarded the vessel, and two seemingly important fellows are trying to persuade our explorer to follow them to the gas bay. Their intentions seem innocent, and our translators can pick out we have arrived just in time for some sort of local festival. Our ship's mast formation, sails, and rigging resemble certain significant artifacts for the natives, and our clockwise route around the island mirrored the path their processions take during the festival. This has convinced the natives that we are friendly. One false move and it might change. Accept their traditions. We got another colony down here. We have detailed maps of Arcadia, which has already been completely colonized by England. Okay, so England has managed to take most of Canada. That's kind of to be expected. Is it good to directly control Cuba? It's hard to say. It depends on kind of what you want to do. I'm trying to pump a bunch of goods out of here, and so I want to put a lot of money into it. I said I was going to control the Caribbean, and I was going to let colonial charters kind of control all the other areas. But it do depend on what you're looking for. I do want to expand this paved road network. I tell you what. I don't have any laws that need to be passed. Nor am I really concerned about anything else there in that front, so let's just hit up Athens. Let's start upgrading roads. See if this helps us get some control. Russia thought it was good to directly control Cuba. Guess that's true. Who's 5 support? Colony of Kennebec. Joins Manhattan. I do wonder if this is a mistake, making like one giant colonial nation. Seems one of my explorers have died. Oh no. Just seems my heir had died. Which again is not really an actual concern for us. As a holy order, we don't really have to worry about that. Rather a turbulent beginning with the natives in Parawomek. We finally managed to convince them of our good intentions. We made landfall. 2 men, one young and old, approached our ship. They were not interested in gifts, and when we fired a warning shot, we shot one of them. Whoops. The town of Bastia in Corsica is being nice to us. Let's give them some development. What happens if we pass this? We get centralization, which is good for us. I'd have to knock down a lot of artisan guilds to do it. So I think I'm probably not going to do that. Should I give away the Bahamas or Trinidad and Tobago to your mainland colonies? Or do they have goods that are interesting to you? I think they have goods that are interesting to us. I mean, here's the thing is like, there's a lot of goods here, from gold to maize to amber, chilies, cocoa, tobacco, cotton. Like, basically all of the goods exist in the Caribbean. I think it's just unusual that someone has all of them to themselves. Right, I should focus on roads still. Well, these are discounted. I should really not build anything else but them. I also should drop those and get my money back. Don't need to be funding all those things. We're not in a real war here. This is all gravy for us. Is a pretty good warning shot, right? Straight through the heart. Just build a full road there. I can't believe how expensive these paved roads are to build. Yeah, I guess the idea was just that, like, we could build up our own networks here, and we do control the trade, so, like, the trade will still flow. There's Bermuda. All right. I mean, obviously, I want Bermuda. Even if there's not, like, much good to it, it is a, like... Does it have good natural harbor suitability, I wonder? No, it's a terrible harbor. But it's fun. And I bet there's some funny events if you have it, so... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Mercy and infantry. France has forced us to embargo England again. Not the worst choice, given their presence here. We might end up in a war against England for Canada. In the meantime, we have Super Manhattan. Maybe I should make another colony down here. Pensacola could go west. These guys could go in here, and then Manhattan could kind of control that. Split the Americas into slightly smaller states. That might be more valuable for us in the long run. Hard to say. We're hating Superman? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Big boys, stop taking so much naval damage. We are going to need some more fleets. It's hard to say what the best options are for me right now. You guys are missing rice, sugar, cloves, pearl, ivory. Yep. You guys are missing glass. The nobles want export licenses, which makes them happy, but makes the burghers unhappy. Let's just make them unhappy. You know, I probably shouldn't have done that. The militants, the nobles are at like, I mean, it's only at 3,000 pops. But they are pretty close to rebelling, and they will rebel for quite a bit of territory, so. Something we have to start thinking about. We're making good cash. We're now up to 200 tick, as long as we're not in war. We've certainly established our coastline as we continue to keep exploring. We've established our maritime colonies, which I'm very, very happy about. Geo, hello, hello, welcome. I think with a good establishment, why don't we cut our first video for this today, and we'll come back in the next one to see how we go on. Until then, bye-bye.